Welcome back to another episode of TVGP's We Roguelike It. Playing all the roguelikes we can get our hands on, our dice on. We're rolling all the die that we can. Anyways, I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpier.
Hi.
Week 4, our final week of Slice and Dice. Playing, rolling the
Boston.
dice for the last time. Yes.
This was the week.
This is the week for you?
This is the week. It clicked.
Yeah.
It really clicked.
Had your Genesis Alpha 1 week?
Yeah, 100%. So I did a normal run and I beat her on easy, which was great.
Nice.
I had a fantastic time. And then I started unlocking a whole bunch of achievements. And because I started unlocking a whole bunch of achievements, I started unlocking a whole bunch of additional characters.
Right.
I also discovered what the curses are. The curses are what happen when you play on hard mode.
Aha.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
So on easy when you hit the start button and it's like, these are the blessings you can pick.
Yeah.
Flip that.
Oh, good. Okay.
So do you want all of the monsters to start with an extra 4 health?
Oh,
How about a wolf every single battle shows up as well?
boy.
How about -1 reroll? So you only get one every
Yikes.
single fight.
Some real spicy stuff.
Everyone starts with 2 armor except for you. How about
that? Oh, God. Okay, so...
That was rough, dude.
An appropriate word for them is curses.
Yes. I did so many... So, I don't know what happened, but for whatever reason, this week, I did complete my run on easy mode, and rather than being like, cool, I'm going to play on easy mode again, I had a bunch of different modes unlocked, so I started playing around. I did a normal run with the custom group and had 3 of the yellow people, which is like the warriors.
Right.
So I had 3 of them, 1 mage and 1 healer. And I went through that whole mode specifically to aim for an achievement, which is to beat normal with 3 of 1 color.
Oh, sure. Right.
So I did that. I went through that. I cleared normal mode. So that's 2 successful runs this week. I was like, cool, I'm on a roll. I'm just going to start playing hard mode. Oh boy, is hard mode hard. But I seem to have got over that hump that I sometimes get to where I need a successful run. I don't feel like I need a successful run anymore. Now I'm just like, yeah, roll the dice. I get up to stage 7 on hard and then die. And it's like, cool, let's try again. Different thing. Try again. Different thing. I think my record is 11 on hard mode.
Wow.
And then I got the generate mode. Do you know what the generate mode is?
No, I haven't unlocked that yet.
Every hero is randomly generated. So they don't have names. They don't have classes. Their dice is randomly generated based on what their class is.
Cool. Okay. All right.
So I'm currently going through on hard mode trying the generate mode because you'll get like a healer, and every time you get the upgrade, it's a randomly generated upgrade too. So like you can end up with like a dude who's got like the bard's shield, but then +4 shield and then +2 heal shields at the same time.
Right. Wow.
Like you end up with a wider variety of skills on the one person because it's not a particular class.
Right.
So I'm having fun on the generate mode on hard difficulty, despite the fact that I keep getting my face slapped in. I did also I beat like 7 trolls, so I got a new item.
Right.
I got the undo achievement, so I got 15 new items unlocked based on an undo achievement.
All right, I gotta do that.
Yeah, there's a lot, dude.
Do you unlock shortcut mode as well?
I think I did, but I'm not 100% sure.
That's the one that just skips the first 8 levels. So like you just start on level, it's either 8 or 9, which when I unlocked that, I was like, that's okay. And then I started and I was like, oh, yeah, that's sort of when a run starts getting harder. So, okay, I get it.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. That's a cool mode.
Yeah, one of the curses is you get a ghost every fight, except it doesn't start spawning until level 11. So you start the run really in a decent shape, but then by the time you get to level 11 and the ghosts start spawning every round, then you're in trouble. Well,
man,
playing on hard is slowed me down, which I think is a good thing because it slowed me down where it's like now I'm planning out my moves a lot more efficiently. Now I'm like, okay, this is going to do this, then I do this, then I do this. Wait, that's not working. Undo the whole lot of it. Okay, now let's try it in a different order and see if that has different effects. It's made me pay real close attention to who is attacking who, which is something I don't think we give enough credit for. Is if you tap an enemy, it shows you who they're attacking, but they also have a tiny little color bar coming off the
I use
side of
that
them,
that like
which
little
points to what color they're going to
yeah.
attack.
I use those colors a lot where it's like, oh, I see 3 of them have orange. Probably pretty bad for the orange character right now.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
so useful. It's a small touch, but it's a great quality of life touch.
Yeah, 100%. Man, you have had a way better week than I did. I had a bunch of really great runs. I haven't even finished it for the first time on easy, and I had a run. My most memorable like run of all runs this week was I made it all the way up to the final boss and then just ran into a brick wall because my evoker, which is like the one of the mage upgrades, I got an item. I took a bunch of screenshots of it because it was so disgustingly overpowered. It's an item, a tier 7 item called Sharp Wit. It says replace mana or mana gain sides with basic damage sides, retaining their other keywords
The text and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and tripling their value.
Whoa.
So I had an evoker that 3 of the sides were just 3 damage. Well, one of it was 3 mana, 2 mana, and 1 mana. So I replaced all of those with basic damage, which turned into 9 damage, 6 damage, and 3 damage. And I was like, this run has to be going places.
Did you still get the mana on it as well?
You didn't, but I think that's just because they were only basic mana sides, not do this thing and get mana. I probably would have gotten both if I had both. I destroyed the rest of that run because a lot of it is like, okay, cool, I'm doing 9 damage, one of my warriors is doing 10 damage over here, I'm just dumping damage turn over turn. And I didn't finish this run because I haven't fought the final boss enough to either know the variations or know the inherent buff that it has. Which
did you? Oh, the pain reflection on the last
pain
boss.
reflection. So I'm doing 9 damage to myself and my party and everybody in my party, and I lost. Because I had like
I was thinking, what's the last boss buff? And then I remember because I think I had a warrior who did like 9 damage, and it like did double damage if you were gonna die. He was always under attack. Right. So I was like, I'm just gonna keep using this on the boss. It's like, no, I can't. I literally can't.
18 damage is great. Whoops. Yeah, so that was a lot of like, this run is unstoppable. Whoops. Pain reflection. The run has stopped. That is where that run stopped.
I found that like the further you get into the runs, the more important shields and cleanse, specifically cleanse.
Yeah, especially cleanse,
is vital.
There's like that one round where it's always, here's a bunch of trolls and here's a bunch of stuff that's going to poison you at the same time. It's like, that's...
Well, petrification is the one that kills me every time, where it's just like, stop it with my stupid stone sides.
That's not fair. But like we were talking in the Discord, it's really interesting that anything that applies to your characters as well, any benefits or debuffs, also apply to the enemies as well. So it's not just like, you can get petrified, but none of the enemies can. That's not the case. Like everything applies game wide, which, like we said last week or the week before, doesn't always apply to a lot of roguelikes. A lot of times it feels like the deck is heavily stacked against you. And this game is one of the few we've played that feels very, very fair. Sometimes it works out well for you, and sometimes maybe it doesn't.
Yeah, let me tell you about the time I had a shield and reflect damage one on that last boss, and I shielded myself. The damage was reflected to the boss, which was reflected back to me again, because
so it's just bouncing like Disgaea counters. It's just bing, 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 bing.
It was so annoying. That's great. Wait, why did I take damage? Why did my shield vanish? Oh, I'm an idiot.
Right, reflecting the reflect. Right.
Oh, it's really. So I think I'll be. You're playing this on PC, right?
Yeah.
I think I might have gotten the better end of this deal with me having it on mobile because like
Mm,
this has been my it's been my Marvel Snap. It's like, oh,
yeah,
I'm sitting waiting for something for 5 minutes. I'm just gonna like pop up on my phone, flip it
right.
sideways, roll the
Laying
dice a
in
couple of
bed,
times, click, click,
relaxing at
click,
the end of the
click.
day.
So this game has caused me to stay up about an hour past my bedtime for this entire week.
Right.
Because I'll sit down and I'll be like, I'm just gonna start a run, I'll make it to level 5 and that'll be fine. And
Yeah.
then I'll get a couple of good rolls, a couple of good items, a couple of good upgrades for my characters. And
Hmm.
before you know it, it's level 11, an hour and a half has gone past. I'm like,
Right.
uh-oh.
Yeah, that's. I really wish it was on iOS. Like, I totally understand why it isn't, because everything related to the Apple Store and that whole ecosystem is just a nightmare. Um, so
Hmm.
it's probably good that it isn't, but I kind of also wish that it was, because it's just. I'm. This is one of those games that I'm really sad to see go. It's one of those ones that,
Yeah.
um, I
I
I
have a tablet over there. I'm curious now if I can play it on that tablet. Like just have
yeah,
that because I have a nice little desk next to my couch, so I can just like flip my tablet open, have it next to me, and be
yeah.
like,
There you
"Oh,
go.
I beat this boss in Lies of P." Click, 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 click,
Right,
click,
tap
click.
tap tap. Yeah, I'm sad to see this one go. I mean, we need to keep moving. There's 15 new
Too many.
roguelikes added to Steam every single day. But
Mhm.
I'm glad we played this. The scientists in the next episode will figure out if they'll keep playing it or
Oh,
not. Wink, and where the
oh
rating is
boy.
going to be. Yikes. But
Yeah,
yeah, and I say yikes not because this game is bad, but because I'm
we have
don't
decisions to make.
yeah, I don't want to figure out where this game goes in our giant infallible list of the best roguelikes of all time. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, any final thoughts here on Slice and Dice?
Yeah, it's uh, as reticent as I was when we started playing it because I'm not a huge fan of dice based games. It's because of the nature of it, because it has that into the breach thing of seeing all of the moves play
Mm-hmm.
before you actually do anything. That makes me feel a bit more comfortable with it. And yeah, I will still get those rolls where it's like, yeah, I can't do nothing here. And when that
Right.
happens, I just hit the go button a few times until everybody's dead, and then just roll a
Yep.
new run. Like it's it's small, it's quick. It doesn't interfere with my podcast, so I can listen to my podcast while I'm playing it.
Right.
It's got those satisfying clicky clicks when you roll the dice.
Yep.
One thing I learned today is if you tap on the screen, the dice all line up in a row, so you can
Oh, I
yeah,
didn't know
you
that.
know how it's scattered all across the table.
Right.
If you just tap somewhere that's not on a dice, it'll just line them up in a row for you.
Wow. Satisfying,
Hmm.
man. Yeah, I agree. This game is super great, super reasonably priced. I think it
And
runs
super
great on
busy on
PC.
our Discord. Like
Yeah,
the
a
We
lot of people
Roguelike
playing it.
channel is occasionally a little quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Like for whatever happens, like this with this game, it's like everybody's jumping in.
Yep. Yeah, if you haven't been playing it along with us and you can, you really should be playing Slice and Dice. It's really, really great.
Hmm.
All right, well, thank you very much, everyone, for listening. We'll see you next run. Bye.
Bye.